Hey guys, so welcome to the Python project. Let's learn Python over the summer. This is the video for the experienced programmers out there. So that means you've taken CS31 or Pic10a or some equivalent, and you just want to learn Python this summer. That's great. Python you can learn in pretty much one day. Like you can learn all the syntax and learn what to do with it, but this summer we kind of it's a little boring just to go through it. So we're just going to be doing projects and cool stuff like that, and pretty much that's about it. There are a bunch of unexperienced people who haven't ever coded anything before, um, also in our group. And for them, I'll be making separate videos and releasing a project every week or so. If you want to help out with that, that'd be great. For me, I always find that you learn something better when you try to teach it to somebody else, and also we'll be taking them a little slower, obviously, because they've never coded anything before, and we're starting with, well, this is a computer program. So here we go. For you guys today, we're gonna go through how to download it and a little bit about the command prompt, and that's pretty much it. And we'll go through Hello World. So here we go. Python.org is where you go. Python is free and it's open source. Well, not. It's a programming language, so I guess you create source with it. But whatever. Here we are. There's 2.7 and 3.2. We're going to be using both. You can choose one, or you can try to keep on both. I'm going to keep up on both, but you should probably choose one. But we'll meaning the videos, we'll use both. Just download the appropriate one. It should be pretty self-explanatory. Um, Now for the command prompt in Windows, you go down to the Start menu, which is generally located in that corner, and you go to Accessories, I believe, and it's called Command Prompt. In Macs, it's called Terminal. So I've typed in terminal, and there it is. But outside of that, oh, if you're using a Linux, it's the command prompt. Great. Now the command prompt is pretty much the computer's like direct interface. Things you do here are permanent, and that's great. You navigate through what are called directories, so that's file folders. Right now I'm in Documents, so if I was to open this up, this is the GUI, the visual representation. I would be in Documents. I would be in here. This is what it looks like. This is the equivalent. And you can change directories, change which folder you're in, by specifying where. Let's say I wanted to look at my MATLAB stuff. Nope, that's not it. There we go. MATLAB. Now I'm in the MATLAB folder. To go back down a directory, because obviously there's no link to, well, wherever we were right before this. Let's say we're in here. There's no link to documents in here. Go like this. Double dot will always bring you downward. In fact, it's the directory itself. It's a little hard to understand, but you're changing directories into the parent directory. Yeah, cool. Now we're back in Documents. Let's see. Oh, to go back to what's called your root or your home, you can change CD and go there. This both works on Mac and Windows. Sometimes on Windows the file systems are slightly different. I'm sorry, I really can't help you because I don't use Windows, but it should be well documented on the internet, and it's pretty self-explanatory. On Unix, you can tab complete. So if I wanted to go back to Documents, I could put doc and then tab, and it would complete it. Of course, if there's something that's documents and then some other stuff on the back end, or document, then it wouldn't complete it because it wouldn't know what to put. But yeah, here we are. Documents. Suppose I wanted to see what's in it like this. Well, then I could put ls list, It lists all my ugly documents, which I haven't cleared forever. I'm going to clear the screen with clear. That's helpful. History is also helpful. You can look at my history. Look at that. It's all gross. Aside from that, that's pretty much all you need to know for this. There's also the command Python, which starts up Python. That's pretty cool. So anyway, if you've installed both of these, whichever one you installed first is Python, and the other one is Python 3 or Python 2, depending. However, if you only have one, you can just type Python, and it'll start up. I happen to put Python 2 first. Now it's 2.7, that's cool. Quit will get you out. Quit, and then the function operator. Don't worry about that yet. Anyway, let's say I wanted Python 3. Now I'm in Python 3, and it automatically has 3.2.3. If you, for some reason, needed a different version of Python, you can specify it all the way down. All the way 3.2. Let's say 1. You could do that. Anyway, that's the command prompt. Generally, we could have two open at the same time. So let's put this one in Python 3, and this one just on Python 2. Now, you all know what a programming language is. This is an interpreted programming language. So Python has this little inner command prompt given by the three greater than signs or right angle brackets or whatever you call them. And in this excuse me, in this little world, it's like a command prompt, like we just learned about, except we're not navigating through the files, we're asking it questions. So let's do 2 plus 2. Make it equal to some variable. Note that in Python you don't have to declare types at all. And you also don't have to put the semicolon. Now a is 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. That's pretty much how an interactive or interpreted language goes. It's very much like MATLAB or Mathematica or Octave or any of those computational languages. They're very much like Python in that respect, not like Java or C++, which are compiled. So same thing here, a equals 3 plus 2. Does the same thing. But let's say we wanted to reassign a to hello world. Look at that. Don't have to assign types, don't have to include anything. That's wild. Or at least I think so. Yeah, a is now a string, and a equals hello world. Let's try doing a print function, which is actually different in 2.7 and 3. Look at that. Now we have hello world. Or we could just do it directly, like that. You could think of a Python program as doing all these things, but immediately. So I'm going to navigate back out. I'm sorry, that wasn't very clear. You could think of a Python program as doing all these things, but just feeding them continuously. Like you made a long list of things you wanted to do, and you just feed it like into a paper shredder or something, but hopefully you get it back. You know, maybe a player piano. That's a pretty good example. So let's make a directory. Now let's call it Python stuff. Underscores are great for command line. So now we're in Python stuff, or we should get to Python stuff. Look at that, there's nothing in there. I'm going to use a text editor called Vim. That's VI improved. I don't know what that stands for, but VI. It's just a text editor. You could also use TextEdit. TextEdit's classic. It's great. But the important thing is that you want your files to end with for Python. So let's just try, oh, excuse me. That was embarrassing. That's paste. Let's just try that. And then we're going to write this and quit. Python up this hello world thing. And it says hello world. That's like compiling from command line, because you can also do C++ and whatever you do. But same thing. Python, and then it'll do hello world. There are much more complex things you can do. Most people put a main function, and so they'll run their main function, but I just did something in what's called the global scope, which is not good, but yeah, it just happened. I think that's about it for today. You guys might want to go ahead and be ahead of me. That's great. We're going to use assignments from Google's Python class. It's an actual class, not like class or object-oriented crap. No, it's an actual class. And they have nice videos, and there's people talking, and they like do length stuff with Python, and that's cool. Like, does A stick around? No. You can do all sorts of fun stuff from them. You can learn about their subscripting things, and that's great. Or you can stick with us. I'm going to go over it every day or every week. And yeah, this is kind of like the 0 week, I guess. So sorry if this was boring, but now you have Python on your computer. Yeah. Tell me if you want me to go faster, if you want me to go slower, or if you want to help out with let's call them the kids, because I don't know what else to say. The uninitiated in code. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little introduction to Python. Hopefully this has whetted your appetite, and you're going to go out and find all sorts of things about Python, and you're actually going to teach this class, because that would be awesome. This is not really a class. This is a little project. You'll take care of it. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks.